So I was about 15, and the big day finally arrived. I went to school. I ran to the record store after school. I bought the Joshua Tree. And then I ran right home and I put it on the turntable.
Hi everyone, I'm Andy, and I'm a title tracker.
Hi Andy!
I was in high school, and I loved the title track to Tommy. And I just couldn't wait to hear the title track to Who's Next.
And so then Full Moon Fever came out, and I was like, man, what an awesome album name. The title track's gonna be radical.
And I'm looking at the back cover at the list of songs, and I'm thinking, hold on a second, where's the title track?
And then I was like, how could an album called Full Moon Fever not have a title track? Is this a joke?
And the needle lifts up, and it's then that I realize there's no title track.
So many great albums.
So many without title tracks.
And now, all these years later,
We're doing something about it.
It's a pretty simple idea. We took our favorite albums by our favorite bands, and we wrote and recorded the title tracks that they never did. So like the famous album, Exile on Main Street, doesn't have a song on it called Exile on Main Street. So we wrote and recorded that title track ourselves.
So they're not cover songs. Each song is entirely our own original composition. We even changed the titles a little bit to make them our own. But in each case we asked ourselves, what would the title track have sounded like if they recorded one? It's our way of saying thank you to some of the most amazing artists ever.
Yeah, it's like how many musicians wouldn't even have become musicians if it wasn't for the influence of these bands and artists. I know I wouldn't have become a musician. I certainly wouldn't have become a very good one. They literally shaped my life.
It's a parody. It's a loving parody.
Like when you poke fun and exaggerate at the members of your family because you love them so much.
Part of what we're trying to do is capture the spirit of these bands that we love, but what it's really about is transforming their sound and their approach to convey what they mean to us. So what we ended up with is a collection of songs that have our imprint as a band as well as their influence. And our sense of humor, for better or worse.
We could have hired voice imitators who could have done a better job of imitation. But imitation wasn't the point. It had to be personal.
Right, so we did the best we could with our own voices, and every one of these songs had a goosebump moment where it came together, and it's like, oh my god, that's it. That's the sound that we love.
And who lies in the waiting for the toll of the bell?
The descendants of the occupants of the Morrison Hotel.
We decided to release our album vinyl only to reinforce this idea that not all art is just a series of sound bites, right? Like you don't invite your friends over to watch random scenes from a bunch of different movies. You watch the whole movie. And that's kind of how we think of a vinyl album. It's a social hub. It invites opinion. It sparks debate. It deepens human connection. And you know, as ambitious as all that sounds, that's exactly what we're going for by releasing the album vinyl only.
All of these albums that we're parodying, they were obviously released on vinyl originally, so that's part of why we're doing what we're doing. But we're not doing it because it's how it used to be done. We're doing it because it's how it should be done.
We're hoping that you will join us on this journey to rediscover rock and roll music the way it once was and the way it can be once again.